So far we relied on major diagonals stolen from Caged and the knowledge where the first and fifth degrees are, judging by the presence of the perfect fourth interval in the shape or the lack of it. Later we have learned to transform the major diagonals to the triads of other kinds and even memorized some of them. It was relatively easy because of the similar and predictable structures. But still we can't control them sufficiently, while some parts of puzzle remain unknown. Let's add the major third and minor third intervals to our toolbox to make it shine. In the diagram you see two ways to play the major third, on a single string and on two adjacent strings. The major third takes 2 tones or 4 semitones. In the context of a major or augmented triad, the major third interval is a distance between the root and the third degree. Think about it as a 1-3 combination. It's also vitally important to learn to play the major third 2 ways up and 2 ways down, as you can see in the diagram and in the upcoming live example. Think about the lower note as a root for a while. You can ascend from it to third or descend to it from third. Take your time to deal with the confusion. It's super important to grow the sense of direction on the fretboard, when exactly you are going up and when down. Do you remember the symmetry of the augmented triad? Every link in the 1-3 sharp 5-1-3 chain takes 2 tones or a major third interval if we put it in harmonically. In the correct spelling, the quantity in the interval name should meet the number of steps it takes in the scale or mode. The fourth interval, no matter if it's perfect diminished or augmented, should take 4 steps, otherwise the spelling is incorrect. As you will see in the upcoming example, where I am playing the Elidian augmented mode, the sharp 5 and root are 4 steps away from each other. Sharp 5, 6, 7, 1. Therefore, such interval is not a major third but diminished fourth. In many cases, it's absolutely fine to ignore the spelling and make our lives easier, thinking enharmonically, when everything that takes 2 tones is a major third. So relax and head to the next lesson part. The following exercise will help you to master 2 things at the same time: the shapes of the major third interval and arpeggio of the augmented triad. Remember just one augmented diagonal, because they all look exactly the same. Pay attention to the major third shapes as the building blocks of this diagonal. You can use the diagonal path to move across the fretboard. At any given point, you can move along the neck by 2 tones or 4 frets up or down, kind of jumping into the next diagonal and proceeding from there. Just play some random melodic movements using nothing else except the major third interval, and it will always produce the augmented triad inversions. You can forget about a root and degrees for a while. Focus on the fingering logic, the interval shapes and movement directions, and listen to the augmented sound. Experiment, meditate, enjoy. In the live example, you will hear the A, C sharp or F augmented triad, depending on which note you will take for a root. Any interpretation is enharmonically correct because of the symmetry. Displacing some diagonal notes by an octave, you can get some white or mixed augmented triad voicings. They also are portable and make sense after moving them along the neck by 2 tones. Review the diagrams, experiment, try to invent something by yourself. Now, when the major third interval is vivid in your mind's eye, revisit inversions of the major triad. It should cast some more light. The 1-3-5 inversion. Play a part of the major diagonal you already know really well, but pay special attention to the major third interval between the root and third degree. If you move the third by a semitone down, it will turn flat third and make the minor chord. In this situation, playing the major third interval on the single string makes no sense. The 3-5-1 inversion has no major third interval and no 1-3 at all. You can skip this inversion in the context of this exercise. You can play the 5-1-3 inversion 2 ways, on 3 strings as usual, and on 2 strings. Just move the third degree to the root string by 2 tones above the root. Try the same on the different string sets. Such fingering reconstruction provides more options for your phrasing and picking hand techniques, slides, sweeps, legato. In most cases, the 5-1-3 inversion can have 2 fingering options, because the major third interval is flexible. It can be performed on 2 adjacent strings or on the single string, when the diagonal shape doesn't point to the opposite direction of the neck. If you would like to see the curriculum of the complete course, please drop me an email at fretboardfluency@gmail.com and I will send you a link. Thanks!